Welcome students. We're about to start on yet another integrated exercise. This one uses the WMB sales spreadsheet. So in the sales sheet, enter your name in cell A6. That is, replace Handy's name or Handy's with your name. So in the sales sheet, well, this is sheet 1 that you should have named sales, and here in cell A6 for Handy's, we're going to replace it with a name, and that uh, is the requirement here. Next one, calculate the total number of sales, totals, that's the income for each boot. Place the totals in row 12. So you want total number of sales, and put them in rows 12. So let's use the auto sum. Just sum all of them and carry them across. That's your total sales there. Okay, good. Next one. Using the sales and miscellaneous sheets. Let's see, so this is our sales sheet. This is our miscellaneous sheet here. Using the sales and the miscellaneous sheets, calculate the sales income from each of the 3 products for each sales agent, the totals at the bottom. They instruct us that sales income is the number of items sold. See, number of items for the tour, military boots, number of items for cruiser, number of items for sports, number of items sold, multiplied by the average price of the item. Here you have the average price of each one of the boots. So, since I'm going to multiply 154 for the tour boots with the average sales for the tour boot here, I'm going to name each of these cells. So here, I'm going to name this one tour. Come down here, I'm going to name this one cruiser. I'm going to name this one sports. So we have each of these named. Let's go back to my sales sheet now. For the sales income, it will be 154 times the average sales for tour. For cruiser, it will be 27 times the average sales for cruiser. For sports, it's 40 times the average sales for sports. So right here now, equal 154 times, I'm going to start typing tour, and you see there, that's the name of the cell, or that's the cell that has been named tour rather. That's my first one, and then I'm going to just drag it all down there. Here it would also give me the total, which is 606 times the average. Now if I look at my formulas, you will see here be 4 times the average sales of each one. Alright, good. Let's move on to cruiser now. Equal 27 times CRU, and there it pops up. Double click, press enter. There you go. You can format it when you're finished. Onto sports, equal 40 times SPO. There it is. Press enter. Use our fill handle to drag them all down. Alright, and here we have our formatting for currency. There you go. This is formatting for accounting. Actually, let me explain here. Formatting for accounting, the dollar sign stays all in one column or all by itself, and the values are all separated out, right, justified. If I want to format it see, it's formatted up here for accounting. If I want to format it for currency, all right, I just want to change this here for this. All right, that goes back to accounting. We go currency. Look what happens. The dollar sign is chucked up next to each of the numbers. All right, so that's the difference between currency and accounting. Here's currency. Here is accounting. All right, there you go. Okay, so let's move on. Calculate the total value of the sales income for each agent. Again, place the grand totals in row 12. The total values for each income, we did it down here, so we were a step ahead of ourselves. Um, Total sales for each agent will be across here actually. For the city sales booths agent, it will be the total here. So I'm going to click on my sum, but I'm not using all 6 columns. I'm just using these last 3. Press enter. And I'm going to bring it down. This set of numbers here in this cell means that my column is too narrow. So notice I just come between H and I double click and it just widens it. So if I'm here, just come between H and I, double click, and it takes it to its widest point. Next one, calculate the commission earned by each sales agent. The commission rate is 17% of sales. So in the miscellaneous sheet, we had here a commission rate of 17%. Notice we are not going to come over here for our total commission and put equal total sales times 17%. We are not going to do that. All right, why not? Because once a formula is working, you don't tamper with it. Suppose somewhere down the line we get a change. What I was saying, I'm sorry, what I was saying is we don't hardcore the 17% because if you need to change that commission percentage at some point, you're going to have to come back and edit your function or edit your formula. You don't want to do that. Once it's working, you don't want to have to change it. All right. So let us go over here to the miscellaneous sheet. I'm going to click on the 17%. Let's call it COM, short for commission. So I've named the 17%. I didn't name the commission rate. This is text for us, for the users to know what the 17% means. But we really want the 17% to be named because that's the number that we're using, the percentage we're using. So back over in our sales sheet, we have equal our total sales times COM. There it is. And press enter. And that's the total commission for each one. All right. Come back over to sheet 2. We want the appropriate totals, which we did. Below the total sales column, calculate the average value of the total sales made by all agents. The average value, so we want the average sales equal average. Oops, let's start over. There we go. Equal average. Select. We don't want this bottom one here, so just equal average just for the agents, not for the totals. Be careful when you have this extra line at the bottom. You tend to want to drag and select everything, but be careful that you don't include that extra row because then your average is going to be thrown out. It's not going to be accurate. All right, good. Back to our sheet. So there we're finished. Create a column in the spreadsheet next to the total commission that shows the words premium dealer. So we're coming over here. Let me just make this here a little narrower so that everything can fit on the sheet here. All right. Good. And we want to put here premium dealer. There we go. Use conditional formatting to make a comment premium dealer, the color green. All right. Next, to any agents whose total sales are above. So we want to show the words premium dealer next to any agents whose total sales in dollars are above the average for all agents. All right. We want those whose total sales are above the average for all agents. So over here, I'm going to go equal if the total sales, right, are above, greater than the average over here. Then we want to have premium dealer. So we need to have an if statement. Equal if the total sales for this agent is greater than the average sales overall, all right, then you're going to put in double quotes premium dealer. Otherwise, we're not going to put anything, so we're just going to have double quotes, close our brackets. That's what it looks like. Okay, not quite finished yet. We have a little error here. Oh, I think I put 3 quotes. Yes, I have too many quotes in here, so that will give me an error. So I need to adjust it. These little things here can cause errors. There you go. All right. So you see here 55 is greater than average sales here 30. All right. I'm just going to copy it down just for the agents. All right. Now look here. What happened? This 14 is not greater than 30. 10 is not greater than 30. What happened? You tend to, I'm showing you errors that students tend to make. Look what happens over here, right? So here for this one is correct. But look when I come down to the second one. Is this one greater than? It's not picking up the average. It's actually picking up one below the average. And we don't want that to happen. Look at this one. This one's compared to space. So this will always be bigger and put down premium dealer. You're with me? So let's go back and show you this one here. We need to now adjust it. All right. And there's one, well, we have 2 ways, all boil down to the same thing. What we can do is name this cell here. All right. And I can put this here. I can call this average sales. One word, no space between the two. Average sales. So when I'm here now, this one here, I can call it average. See, and it picked up the name of that cell, average sales. You can also use what's called an absolute reference, but that is, kind of outdated. And here we have these two. 84 is greater than 30. 55, you already established that that one is greater than the 30. All right, good. That's how you work. That's how you make sure your work is nice and tidy. Now, here we go. Use conditional formatting. I mentioned this one earlier. Use conditional formatting to make the comment premium dealer the color green. Here we go. Here's conditional formatting up here. Highlight cell rules. If it is equal to, notice all of this here is selected, not just these two. I've selected all of them. Okay, if it's equal to premium dealer, then I want it highlighted green. This one here gives us a green fill with a dark color. That's acceptable too. But if I just want only green, okay, I can choose a custom format if I want to. Waiting for it to come up here, color, and I can just make it a green. Click OK. All right. Either way works once it is the color that you asked for. All right, moving on to the next one. Change the commission rate to 20. This is what I was talking about. Remember this one here was 17%. Let's see, this one was 93, 97, 69. Let's go over 93, 97, 69. Here the commission rate was 17%. I'm going to change it now to 20%. Let's see if we still have the 93, 97, 69. Look what happens. All of them have changed accordingly. And I didn't have to come in here and tamper with my function or my formula, in this case my formula, at all. Good. Now I hope you understand what I meant with that one. In the prices sheet, name the range A1 to C7 as product. Prices sheet A1 to C7 as product. Here we go. Manager wants to be able to use charts to compare the performance of the sales agents. Create an appropriate chart that shows the sales income for each agent for each product. You're going to, as usual, include relevant titles and labels and put the chart on a new sheet. So we want to show the sales income for each agent for each product. Let's go back. The sales income, which is this one, for each agent and for each item. So I'm going to select here all my sales agents, and then I'm going to hold down the control key and I'm going to select the sales income for each of my 3 booths. Notice the headings I'm including. Come right here. Stop. I'm not going to include this last row. All right. So see the heading matches, and the last row, row 11, matches with my last row of sales income for row 11 before I create my chart. All right. Look. Now insert column. Choose the first one. There's my chart, not finished because I have to move my chart to a new sheet. Notice I use my icon up here to move it. If I don't remember, if I've gone to another section and I don't have how I can move it, I can right click in here, right click, and there's my move chart again. Paste it to a new sheet. Wait a few seconds, and there you go. Now we need to add our titles. We can click here at the bottom. I'm choosing layout number 9, and then you can double click here and put in your titles. Okay, now let me go back here to the sales and show you something else. Remember, I told you they must match. If you select your heading and your titles here, you hold down your control key, you select your headings, but you forget and you include this one row below. I'm just showing you, look what happens. Choose my column, choose my column. Look, something crazy happens here. You don't get your appropriate chart coming out because they don't match. All right, so just make sure that they're all matching. Good, let's move on to the next one. And that seems to be the end of that one. All right, so what I'll do is in the next session, I'll try and see if I can do some more mail merge with charts and envelopes. So that's it for now. Thanks so much. Until the next video, take care.